Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Just give it a minute for everyone to get in here. What's going on, Genuine, Mahal, Patel, Ram, and Robert? Hope everyone's doing well. How'd everyone do yesterday? Good morning. So discouraged, missed closing, Amazon play, falling behind. There's no need to be discouraged. Right, there's always another play. Right, always another play. Um, $40 could be worse. All right, so let's get into it. SPY looks great. I think SPY looks great. And the market looks pretty good. Right, multiple bounces off this bottom trend line, bounced, right, higher lows, lower highs, rejected 3 times. And we started to curl up right off of this horizontal support, right? It typically always lines up, right? The diagonal support or resistance will always line up with the horizontal support or resistance, right? So this 394 level, right, lines up perfect with this pink trend line from the lows, right? Previous support, acted as resistance, and we bounced again, right? Always works out just like that, right? Resistance, support, and so on, right? A ton of times. So, right, we started to bounce off of it. This is where we all started to take calls, right? So I know CBLA swung SPY calls, or SPX. It's going to be probably in the money. It's going to be a great play, definitely a great play. Let's see what levels we got above. Right, so we got this resistance here, right? And I'm choosing this trend line instead of this, right? Because we have this previous resistance here. We rejected it here as well, right? We closed below it, right? We wicked above but closed below, and then this resistance here, right? So around 398 or so, which is why I chose this one. But it looks pretty strong, right? Everything is up a decent amount. QQQ looks fantastic, right? So again, overall downtrend, we broke out, we flagged, we saw a continuation. Now we have a huge flag here, right? Another flag is in the works, right? So we're opening up around 310 or so. I'm looking for a push to 312.7 if we can break through. Right, so that's the level above. If that, then we see 315 plus. So make sure everyone's keeping an eye. Let's redo this chart. It's getting a little choppy here. All right, so first thing I see is this resistance here. All right, kind of looks like this is like usually what a inverse head and shoulders would look like, but there's no left shoulder really. Let's see if this lines up. Yeah, not really the cleanest, but we have this big support here, right? Nothing like a fake out before the rip, but we do have this period of consolidation right below that breakout zone, right? This is what we always look for. If we have a resistance, like, let me delete this so I can focus on what I'm talking about. If we have a resistance like this, and then we start to flag below it with higher lows, it typically always breaks out, okay? So up 1% here. Amazon up 1.13% here pre-market. Took calls right off the low here, and I took calls because, right, old resistance becomes new support, right? We have an old support, acted as resistance, right, acted as support, and then we had a double bottom here, right? Then we started to flag, right, lower highs and into a double bottom, right? So you take calls here with a stop loss below and the price target at the high of the flag. So if we do see some, continued strength today, I do think we see 99 plus and then 100. Right? I do have, how many contracts did I buy? I think I bought 4 contracts. Yeah, 4 contracts. So ideally, we'll see, how we act right at open. But I'll probably sell 3 at open, right? Just so I could take some gains. Yeah, everyone hit that like button. I appreciate it. Yeah, I took 4 contracts. Think it's too late to get any Amazon play? Yeah. I wouldn't want to enter here. Yes, it can go up, but the risk to reward isn't nearly as worth it, right? Because if it does pull back, right, you would need to stop out over here for the play to be valid. Right, the risk to reward then, becomes totally skewed, right? Not in your favor, right? So since we have an entry down here, right, we're risking a little bit to make a lot. Next up, what I really like here is NVIDIA. Right, NVIDIA looks great. We had that push down to the downside. It actually lines up pretty well. Right, that trend line here. Right, so we have 3 bounces off this line here. Right, this previous resistance, we saw a fake out, and now we reclaim that. Typical, right? Always happens. Yeah, is Dan here? Let me say, yeah. Hopefully Dan's here listening. Yeah, we need Dan here. Otherwise, I'm going to get 45 questions. Guy's a character. But NVIDIA looks great. I really like this. Tesla, really like this also. Perfect flag here on higher time frames, right? Look where it bounced. Right, so this previous resistance, right, previous double top now acts as a support. This is what you need to look for when trading, right? Previous double bottom acts as resistance, and then it turns into a support, right? It's the same thing over and over again. It's very, very easy to catch it. Right, but a lot of people will get scared, right? Because no one knows if it's going to hold, right? I have no idea if it's going to hold, but the risk to reward is worth it to go long at these spots. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's Avi in the chat. So these are my top 3 watches: Tesla, NVIDIA, and Amazon. Right, these charts look fantastic. Right, hopefully we can get a push up to 99 or so. SPY's up almost 1%, which is sweet. Let's take a look at VIX. Right, so VIX now is below that 20 mark. Right, we broke down below 20, and now we're sitting in this range here. So we need to see how it reacts at open. What's up, Philip? Yep, Amazon, right? Just a nice little flag, previous resistance now acting as support, and so on. Let's see what else we got. AMD looks pretty decent. We do have a double bottom here, right at this level here, 92.9. Right, we also have lower and lower highs, and we're starting to push up. right? So I like the risk to reward to the long side, but it does look like a potential head and shoulders is in formation here, right? If I inverse this, right, most people are going to chart it like this, right? Left shoulder, head, and then looking for a potential right shoulder, right? So we have a clear neckline and a clear potential head and shoulders, right? So now let's go back to the regular chart, and there you have it. Question regarding risk to reward. Is it experience in terms of a sense how the contracts and options would move with respect to those prices? Yeah, it pretty much is, it just comes down to experience, but also, so for example, right here on Amazon, all right, let me pull up the risk to reward thing here, right? If we're entering here and we have a stop loss right here, right? Very small amount of room, right? A 1% move on Amazon, right? And our price target is all the way up here, right? Or even here. Look how much the red to the green ratio is, right? It's a 4.3 to 1, right? It's 4.3 times the size of the red box. Right? That's what a risk to reward is, right? We're risking a little bit to potentially make a lot. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I see in my head pretty much on every single position. Right. First price target's here, right, at 99.3. And then second price target is here or at 101. Right. And just because I have a price target of 101 does not mean I'm selling around here, right? I always leave runners on my successful positions. Okay. Now challenge count's a little different because it's harder in the beginning, right? Because you have less capital. But I typically always leaving runners. Another strategy, instead of leaving runners, right? Let's say, we have, what do we have? The 98 call, I think. I think we have the 98 call or 99. Right. So let's say we have 98 call and, right, it's in profit 50%. Okay. And let's say the contract's costed $100 and it's up 50%. So it's at $150 per contract, right? We could sell the contracts for 150 and then take a contract, a 101 call if it's $50, right? So now we're taking our profits, rolling up into a different strike. And if the move continues, right, we still profit. And we're pretty much in a risk-free position because you're risking your profits from the previous play. Right. So hopefully that's pretty much just what rolling into a higher out of the money option is. Right, but that's another strategy that is a great strategy. Head and shoulders is a bearish pattern. Inverse head and shoulders is a bullish pattern. Let's see what you guys are asking here. Do I ever chart Mara or Riot? No, I'm just not a fan of crypto. Just not a fan. Charts look fine, but I'll pass. Yeah, rollings is, definitely a solid strategy instead of, selling 3 or 4 contracts. Dan hasn't answered me yet, so I don't know if he's in here. If everyone could drop a like on the video, I'm surprised. We've been getting so many people. I appreciate everyone stopping by. We're only at 55 though. We got over 200 of you here. Yeah, Lulu is up big off earnings. All right, Lulu is all the way up to 370. Oh my god, it's up 15% here in pre-market. They had earnings though, right? They beat. How did T-Blast nail SPX? It's pretty obvious, right? Look at the chart. Right, higher lows, lower highs, bouncing off that 394 level. It was primed run. Right, it was a perfect setup, perfect play, which is why he's size big, and I followed him. Bless and I are still in Miami. We are together right now. He's sitting across from me. Yeah, I'm looking for you, Dan. But yeah, the SPX play is just purely the chart. I don't know why everyone is making it a big deal, right? We typically size that way anyway. We just don't usually announce it because most people will freak out. What's going on, C-Dub? Don't really chat always. You always watch. You're very welcome. Appreciate you for stopping by. Let's get more active. Price target for SPY, it would be next level above. Well, we need to break 400. 400 is going to be a massive level. Also, the gamma level is going to be right around there as well, right? 400 and 4,000 for sure. Right, if that can break, then, you know, probably 40-40 or 40-50. Oh, Dan's coming in. I ended up not going to Ultra, but C-Blast did. C-Blast went to Ultra. I met up with some friends from a little up north in Florida. We're going to be releasing everything with the gamma. We're just waiting. We're working with developers to try and implement the gamma perfectly, the gamma dashboard into the dashboard, because it is complicated. So, you know, that's what we're working on. Um, 920. Okay. What questions does everyone have? Yeah, Amazon's up 1.25%. It's a solid trade. Not sure what it will be up, but we'll find out. Right, everything is pretty strong here pre-market. SPY tap 399.8. We'll see, right? Right now, volume's low. It's pre-market. Most people aren't trading. We'll see what happens when market opens. Can I see less share SPX strikes before he enters trade? It doesn't really matter what strike he takes, right? If he's entering SPX, any strike really will work as long as it's, you know, not too far out of the money. Right, the closer you go to the strike, you know, the safer you're going to be. So if you never know really what to do, just, you know, and you want to enter the play, you know, just go close to the money. All right, yes, you're going to pay more, but it's going to work if the direction's moving in that way. Here's QQQ, nice big flag. If everyone could drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. I think Barr spoke yesterday. Let me check the calendar. So today's Wednesday, right? Today's the 29th. Yep. Oh yeah, so we have Barr at 10, but that's not the most important. We also have pending home sales and crude oil inventories at 10. and 10:30, which that's going to be more important. I could take a picture of it and post it here. Right here. There you go. All right, so this is the data that we have today. We got right, bar at 10. We have pending home sales and crude oil inventories, but these are the most important, right? They have the 3 stars. Do I suggest you close NVIDIA calls at open, right? If you have multiple contracts, you should always scale out, right? Reduce your risk, always be risk first, and leave runners to do the work. Yeah, but everything looks pretty solid. IWM, I like the way IWM looks, right? We have this, triple bottom, then we flagged above. Looks pretty good. But SPY and QQQ are still pushing here. Everything looks great. Amazon's, almost at 98.5. But with that being said, 7 minutes to open here. Let's transition over to the Discord. We'll hop in live voice chat. If you have any questions, tag me there. Appreciate everyone stopping by. If you could drop a like on the video before you head out, it helps a ton. I'll see you guys there. Appreciate it.